Hello. So today's topic is going to be Sceneable, the god of communism. Since this is a kid that I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be a little nicer than I usually am, because sometimes I can be pretty harsh. And I'm also going to keep it PG, so no cussing. So Sceneable is a Canadian YouTuber with about 45,000 subscribers who makes videos on a wide range of topics, most notably communism. His videos are really hard to watch. He cannot keep the camera still.
Hey guys, your old pal Sceneable here. Guys, it is your old pal Sceneable here. Hey guys, your old pal Sceneable here.
Jeez, it's like I'm watching a Michael Bay film.
Hey guys, Sceneable here again.
Keep the camera still. Seriously, this camera work is terrible. Just get a tripod or have someone else hold the camera. Set it up somewhere, but geez, if you can't keep your hands still for a 5-minute video, then just get a tripod. They're not expensive. But we're not just going to be talking about his camera work. We're also going to talk about his content on his channel, the stuff that he says. Sceneable strikes me as the kind of person that doesn't know what he's talking about. Just has a very simplistic view of the topic that he's discussing. I wouldn't really expect a 10-year-old kid to know all that much about communism anyway, but if you're gonna talk about it, you're gonna act like you're an authority on this issue, that you know what you're talking about. You need to be sure that you know what you're talking about, and this kid does not know what he's talking about. Let's look at an example. This is a video he did titled, "We Need Communism." Okay, Sceneable, explain to us why we need communism.
Hey guys, your old pal Sceneable here. And I want to make a video about why, to this day, after the time in history when it was founded, we still need communism.
Okay, let's hear it.
Now, for any of you who don't know, communism is the idea of a nation sharing the wealth.
Yeah, if you consider the government taking the rich people's stuff and giving it to everyone else, sharing, then sure, that's what communism is, sharing.
And while some people call it distributing, if I were to ever start a country with a communist government, wink, wink, wait 12 years.
You're gonna start a communist country in 12 years. Oh, okay.
I'd probably make it, like, have these these buildings, which you can put in money for other people to have. You know, kind of a share. Now, I know not all communist states are like this, but still, distributing is just as fine as sharing it.
Yeah, stealing people's money is just as good as them voluntarily giving some of it. Just as good.
Well, I'm not explaining why we need communism. I'm just giving the difference between distributing. Because they technically are. Because, hey, a parent could make their child share a toy or something.
Who is the parent in this analogy? God? Who has the authority to take this person's stuff and give it to everyone else? Who? The government? I think it's the government.
Anyway, now on to why we actually need communism.
This'll be good.
Like, actually need... It's cold out here. I have 2 reasons. One, poor people... We really can't have poor people. It's not good for a whole class of people to be poor. People need money.
Communism creates more poor people. In a communist country, there is no rich people, there is no middle class. There is just poor people. Everyone is equally poor. Nobody has money. Because in a real communist country, Sceneable, money isn't even a thing. But you know what you're talking about, so go on.
We can't just let people be homeless because as they can't get jobs. Money is important, so that's another reason we need communism.
Okay, I'll write it down. We need communism because money is important. Got it.
And secondly, some people might say, oh, we have welfare. Welfare just promotes lazy people.
Okay, welfare creates laziness. Got it. How does communism not? In a communist country, a lazy person that doesn't work is given the same rewards as somebody who works hard. They're given the exact same rewards, creating no incentive to work. How is communism not producing laziness too, Sceneable?
And I don't know, but I'm pretty sure welfare, especially down in the United States, costs a bit of moolah. So yeah, all those morons saying that communism is the same as welfare, you can go leave because you are just an absolute moron. Just look up the definition of that. I'm sorry I got a little heated, but when people say it's the same as welfare, I get really angry. Anyway.
You're right, Sceneable. They're not the same thing. Calm down. Calm down. You're right. They're not the same thing, but they are similar in some ways, like they both create no incentive to go out and work. But you're right. They're not the same thing. Okay? Nobody said that they were the same thing. Okay. We're good? We're good.
Yeah, that's why we still need communism. Bye.
Okay, so we need communism because money is important and welfare is not the same thing as communism. Got it. Clearly, Sceneable doesn't know what he's talking about. Let's look at his responses to some arguments against communism.
Hey guys, your old pal Sceneable here, and I am going to make a video against the argument that communism never ever worked. First off, you think capitalism always worked? Actually, yeah, capitalism has always worked. Like in the Great Depression, capitalism definitely worked. That was sarcasm. But in the Great Depression, capitalism, yeah, it happened in the United States. Not China. Not Russia. It happened in the United States and a few other countries, but the United States was predominant.
Okay, I guess maybe the school system just really sucks in Canada, or you just haven't gotten to that point in history class, but the Great Depression affected more than just the United States and a few other countries, okay? It affected the world. The whole world, except for a few countries like India.
And, also communism and socialism, they never worked. Canada.
Canada isn't communist.
And Sweden.
Sweden isn't communist either.
And Norway.
Norway isn't communist either.
And Ireland.
Ireland isn't communist either.
And Belgium. And
Belgium isn't communist either.
the Netherlands.
The Netherlands aren't communist either, Sceneable. Keep trying.
They're doing so horribly.
If they were communists, they definitely would be.
Oh, and it's not like Cuba has a bigger life expectancy. No, not at all.
They don't. Here, look at this. This is Cuba's life expectancy. This is America's life expectancy. America's doing better. But maybe you're talking about Canada's life expectancy. You're saying Cuba's better than Canada's. Which is wrong again. Canada's actually doing better than the United States and Cuba. So, good job, Canada.
But, yeah, actually, Cuba has been proven to have a bigger life expectancy. And another thing?
Go on.
Cuba has a better education system. That might be wrong, but you can't deny that socialism has worked in many other countries.
What? We're not talking about socialism, Sceneable. We're talking about communism. Stay on topic here. It says communism in the video title. Stay on topic.
Anyway, yep. And workers of the world unite. Bye.
Okay. So notice how he completely dodged the topic of the conversation entirely. He was supposed to debunk the argument that communism never worked. He started talking about the Great Depression, which is irrelevant because we're talking about communism, not capitalism. And then he starts talking about socialism, and then he says bye. You didn't prove anything, Sceneable. You didn't disprove anything. The only thing you've proved here is that you don't know what you're talking about. Sceneable he sounds like he's parroting stuff that he's heard other people say. And I know that's what a lot of people say about children when they're talking about politics. You're just repeating stuff that you heard your parents say. But I hate to be that way, but I think that's what's going on here. I think he's repeating something he heard his dad or someone else say without fully understanding the whole argument. That's just what it sounds like. Really, he's just repeating stuff that every single communist supporter says. Like, for example, during a debate he had with another YouTuber by the name of Conservative Kid, Conservative Kid kept bringing up some of the evil things that have been done in the name of communism, some of the evil stuff that Joseph Stalin did, Mao Zedong, just the horrible, horrible stuff that has been done. All the deaths, all the starving, and the response that they always have is, well, that's not real communism. And, Sceneable was no different. That's not real communism. Well, Sceneable, what you're describing isn't real communism either. A real communist country, which I think is impossible to have, would have no money. The whole concept of money, gone. And it would have no government, just complete anarchy. Nobody enforcing any laws, nothing. And just everybody shares the crops, everybody shares the rations, and it's all one big utopia, working together, teamwork, yay. I don't think that's possible, but whatever. What you're describing is not communism. What you're describing might be socialism. Maybe. So, Sceneable does not know what communism is, but will still use the argument, that's not real communism. Okay. So now on the question, why am I calling him the god of communism? I'm calling him the god of communism because of his fans. Despite not knowing what he's talking about, he has a very large audience. And they worship him like he's their god. It's kind of creepy. Look, there's one literally saying that he's their god. It's really creepy. Anyway, Sceneable, if you watch this, please let me know. What is it that you consider real communism? Bye.